Εις το όνομα του Πατρός και του Υιού και του Αγίου Πνεύματος. Αμήν. Please be seated. Καλημέρα σας. Good morning. The Lord challenges us to find within our hearts love, patience, and compassion. The number of times that I will speak on love and patience and kindness are at the very root and core of all the teachings of Christ. And so if I were to ask you, what's one word that would solve the riddle of Christ's teaching, you could say love. Every parable, every story that we listen to, at its heart, at its core, is a story of someone understanding, of feeling compassion, of feeling sympathy, of reaching within our own heart, within our own soul, in that rich treasury. You see, each and every one of us has a treasure, has a golden light in your heart. It's here. It's closer than you can possibly imagine. A treasury that is accessible to all. A place that is full of light, that is full of compassion, that is full of hope and love, and the belief that better days are coming. And so the love that is already within you needs to be awakened. It needs to be unlocked. You see, the transformation of a mind and a heart is something so profound, so meaningful, that it's greater than any gold or money or power or experience on this planet. Now take one person who has unlocked this treasure, and that person unlocks all around, shows light to the neighbor, to the friend, to the enemy. And that light of transformation changes a person and a family, a career, and eventually an entire community. Imagine a place that you go that every person cares about you, wants the best for you, would be willing to do whatever it takes to help you. Wouldn't you want to be in that place? Wouldn't you want to live in a world where those people are supporting, are guiding, are nurturing? That is the power, my brothers and sisters. That is the treasure that Christ offered the entire world to transform, to take a world that was bleak and hopeless and full of cruel and full of evil and malice, and take that which was depraved and broken and transform it, and bring light, and bring hope, and forgiveness, and mercy, and compassion. And so each one of us is called to be like God, to look like Him, to sound like Him, to think, to act, to put on the mind of Christ. It's not an easy task. And Jesus today tells us, the kingdom of heaven is like a king who's settling his servants, who's settling accounts. And someone owes him 100,000 talents. Now, this is a lot of money. To put it in perspective, 1 talent is 20 years worth of labor. To pay 1 talent, you work 20 years of your life. And somehow this servant owed the king 100,000 talents, or 200,000 years worth of work and effort. It's an astronomical amount, an amount that no one would ever be able to pay off. And the man falls on his knees and says, Lord, makrothimison. In English, patience, which is just, it's a weak word, patience. What does that mean? But in Greek, Lord, may your anger and wrath be far from me. May your long-suffering love, your mercy. And it says the king esplachnisti, from the verb splachnome. In English, he showed mercy. Again, it just doesn't do it justice. Splachnome is a word that comes from the word splachna, ta splachna. It's an ancient word that means the innermost parts. Your innermost being, your heart, your intestines, your entrails, your inner being, the source of your love, tasplachna. And so to turn that into a verb, enter into your heart, reach in to that place that is full of love, that is full of feeling and compassion. Give it your most inner being. And that's what this king had. He reached into his inner being and found love and compassion. And in return, this ungrateful servant turns around, and instead of enjoying that love and that forgiveness that he just received, goes to the next guy who owes him 100 denarii, or 4 months' wages. So 4 months worth of work versus 200,000 years that he was just forgiven. So about $20,000. He goes to the next guy, and he literally says, he grabs him and chokes him. Give me my money. Now imagine the type of person that could receive forgiveness for such an astronomical amount, and within his own heart not be able to produce that same mercy, that same love. It should be brainless. It should be, every one of us in this room should be able to receive that kind of love and to give even a fraction of that kind of love. And so each and every one of us has been forgiven, has been bestowed with such a large astronomical amount of love and mercy from God, of gifts and talents. And so when someone does hurt us, does offend us, we need to keep all of it in context, knowing that when we are forgiven, the only natural response is to forgive. And so let us live in a world where we are receiving that love and multiplying it. and reaching within our own heart, our own treasury, and finding that golden thing that is so valuable, which is life eternal. God himself residing within our soul and our mind. Amen.